The problem is this country is like somebody cooking a meal and they burn the shit, and now they're trying to take the burnt part out of it, and you still taste the burnt part. It's slavery is a blemish on this country. It's probably never gonna go nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, we still have those struggles that come with being black people in America. But if to sit back and pretend that we haven't advanced by leaps and bounds, bro.
As soon as people conquered each other and the man no longer had the land and can't live off the land, and you had to start going to work for somebody to live, you became a slave. People conquered. Let me finish. I told you that we're no longer chattel slaves. We're voluntarily being slaves now because how brainwashed we've been throughout the course of time. Man has been battled. Let me finish. One man has always chose to be free. Another man who was free wanted another man to work for those men. They went to war with each other. That man conquered that one man, and you from now on you have to work for me to live. The only people who don't live have to use money to live are animals and obviously nature. They live for free. So you know what I meant, Israel. Don't do that. So I said we're not chattel slaves, but we've become voluntarily become slaves over conditioning when we used to fight not to be slaves.
Okay, but what you're saying, what you're talking about right now is not feasible. You're talking about a time back in the day where there were less people on the planet where people could live off of the land. Okay. But even back then, you still had problems. What you're talking about isn't feasible because even let's say for argument's sake, we got rid of all the money, we got rid of all the systems and all of that, and you were just able to live off the land. Well, guess what? Now you have a new problem. If you're sitting there and you decide to find this piece of land and you build you a little hut on it and you're
gonna snatch your shit.
And all of a sudden, 10 dudes roll up on you. I like what you got. Well, come on in and eat. No, I don't want to come
snatch your shit.
I want to take your shit. See,
just like animals.
The thing
y'all just made my point. What I just said.
Wait, hold on. The thing about it, and this is
you just made my point, Sweet. AM, you just made my point.
Hold on. You're not. Wait. Listen to what I'm saying. What did you tell is you said rest with what I'm saying, right? Hold on for a second, bruh. So here's the thing. What you don't realize is everything in life is about trade-offs. Okay, that's all it's really about. We have a system, and yes, a lot of it can be corrupt. A lot of it can be fucked up, right? But to go back to what we were before we had this system would be far worse, bruh, especially considering the amount of people we have on the globe now. It would be far worse, fam.
And let me add to that. Again, you are under a system that protects you from other bad systems. Because you being in America, just like Angry Man, we're not slaves no more. So there had to been some good people to get us out of that. But you can say what you want to say about this country. However, this country protects you from another country that literally wants to kill you right now. What? This country protects you from another.
Exactly.
Again,
so there's some good people that run the world.
We live in a world. This is why I said a while ago, we live in a world of limited resources. We live in a world of limited resources.
This is where we come to a place where black men have taken on white philosophy of
white.
What? I listened.
Let's get Ali in there. Go ahead, Ali.
I listened. So this country is working in the best interest of a black man, or is it working in the best interest?
That's not what. No, this country is working. Hold on. This country. Hold on. Let me get into. This country is working in the best interest of the country and its citizens, not just black men. This country is working in the best interest of the country and its citizens, not just black men, not just black women. Period. Because it has to be able to sustain itself. It's its own self-interest.
It's not true.
It's absolutely true.
Oh, let's get a ladies' opinion on that. Let's get the ladies in there. Ladies, anybody got an opinion? I'd love some femininity.
Hey, Trigger, real quick, bro. All
right, lady man, and then any lady want to get in there.
And then I would like to respond to that.
I get what you're saying, but the problem is, even though what you're saying is true, it's not totally true. The problem is this country is like somebody cooking a meal and they burn the shit, and now they're trying to take the burnt part out of it, and you still taste the burnt part. Slavery is a blemish on this country. It's probably never gonna go nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, we still have those struggles that come with being black people in America. But to sit back and pretend that we haven't advanced by leaps and bounds, bro. Come on, fam.
If you sit in your chair,
hold on. The ladies go next.
Let go. Let go. Stop with that.
The ladies go next after AM.
Hey, Trigger Mike.
Ladies,
stop him with that, please.
Ladies,
host, man. Please.
Ladies.
All right, can you get a 15 seconds in there, Ali? And then any ladies that want to, no, you can rebut. Ali, go ahead real quick.
Black people are exploited all over the world, period. Okay. We have taken on the custom of what white civilization is telling us. Asians are telling us, Arabs are telling us all around the world. So Egypt was called the cradle of civilization. Everything was learned from Egypt, and they are called by scientists. They were Negroes. They were black people.
It was since the destruction. It was actually Ethiopia.
You play semantics so bad. Let me.
Okay. The problem is this.
Let me finish.
Okay. We're gonna table that for real quick. We're gonna table that real quick.
The more black people conform to white society, the more we got into our seats. We destroy. Me, Angry Man, y'all. When we become established, us as black people have forgotten most of the black people in different situations. Just like white people forget about the poor white, Asians forget about the poor Asians. We are all exploited. But we're the biggest exploited people all around the world, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. I don't know how we don't see it.
Okay, ladies, ladies, let's get the ladies.
I was gonna say that, and what I understand is that when we're talking about races, so to me, races, right, black, white, we're not gonna be slaves anymore unless we're in rulership. Right. So rulership is who's taken over this world, predominantly as whites. Right. So if we think about slavery, because that's what y'all talking about, most of the time it was about, hating another race. You have to do these things. We don't like you. OK, I'm just doing a basic thing about it. I'm just saying in general, it's about who's in rulership. Black people are not in rulership. Therefore, we're still under the slavery, not the way that you're talking about, Angry Man. I know what you're saying. Not like that. We're just in a different type. So I understand you're saying that you have the ability to kind of do whatever it is that you want, but it's just all about opportunity that they're giving to us. It's just what is handed to us. And we're able to choose what we want to do and make our situation better, but it's still under somebody else's rulership. So therefore, we are, quote unquote, under slavery.
Can I get it? Wait, let me.
There's more ladies on the panel.
Hold on, real quick. We gotta. If any other ladies want to go, because I gotta read super chat. I got to. They're like 40 something. Go ahead, Enoch.
And then can I go after that, please?
Yeah, we're gonna get it started back up after that. Go ahead, Enoch.
So, thanks, Trigger Mike. So I wanted to respond to the comment about how the U.S. Is beholden to its citizens. Like the U.S. has time and time again not only not done that, but they also continue to do it, right? With the Japanese internment camps, with the 13th Amendment, with the only thing that the U.S. is beholden to is money and imperialism. To say that it's looking out for its citizens' best interest, the U.S. is consistently and constantly dishing out policies that destroy communities, regardless of color, regardless of socioeconomic status. It is constantly putting its citizens in dismay. It is constantly undereducating its citizens compared to the rest of the Western world. Like, I don't know why we're under this impression outside of like the American dream that the U.S. is making good on that pact. It's not, right? Is it the worst place in the world to live? No, I'm not saying that. That's taking it too far to the other end of the extreme. But to say that the U.S. is absolutely looking out for the best interest of each and every, there's no way. There'd be no homeless people. There'd be no hungry people. The incarceration rates wouldn't be what it is. If the country was actually looking out for its best,
that's not what I was saying.
Hang on, give me a second. I didn't interrupt. Thank you so much.
And Precious is after her.
No, yo, I'm supposed to.
Hold up.
Let her finish.
Y'all shut up. Precious is after her.
You shut up, man. You shut up, man. Stop telling people to shut up, man. Stop telling people to shut up. You shut up.
Shut up, bro. Go ahead.
You shut up.
Goofy
shit. You shut up. What are you talking to?
Nah, shut up.
You shut up, little thumb. Thumbelina. Shut up. What are you talking to, boy? You're going too far, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. You shut up. You shut up.
All right. Go ahead, Enoch.
In order to substantiate my argument, when we take a look at other countries who have had either dictators or rulers, however you want to classify them, depending on the country, who have genuinely looked out for the best interests of their citizens, you've seen almost no unemployment, you've seen almost no poverty, you've seen land ownership go up, you've seen the wealth of the community go up. And we have consistently not seen that when it comes to the U.S. I'm done.
Okay. Hold on. First of all, look, here's the thing.
Precious or no?
Yo, hold on. I was
kill that noise.
Precious or no?
After AM, I'm reading the super chat.
And then can I go?
Stop that. Real talk. Yo, first of all, the educational system has failed us, schooling y'all to think communist countries are better than a capitalist country. Because I know that's what you're talking about. That is some goofy shit. You are always gonna have people at the top and people at the bottom. The poor will always be with you. This is common knowledge. To think that you could actually have a society where you're not going to have poor people and you're not going to have rich people and you're only going to have people that equally have everything, that is lunacy. It is not.
I agree.
Possible.
I agree.
Work. Okay.
I add to it. Look, after Israel, I got to get these super chats.
We cannot use that as your measuring stick to determine whether or not we are in a good country or not. Anything that you want has to be taken, has to be seized. That's the world that we live in. Even in America, you're not guaranteed happiness. You're only guaranteed the pursuit of happiness.
Facts.
But so to add on to that, first of all, slavery was not necessarily a racist situation. Slavery was about a free market system, a free labor class. It was getting labor for free in order to build the society. That's number one. That's what it is, period. That's what this country was built off. But secondly, when I said that America looks after its own, I'm not saying on an individual basis. What I'm saying is to sustain itself, it has to, on the global scale of things, it's going to take care of its own house in the global scale, not on an individual personal basis. That's all I was saying.